So this is basically how we got this action figure or purchase it, and I'm really glad that I got it for less and I did not have to spend for $34 plus to get the other figure, which I'm not interested in. But with this, there's still, when you take a look at the figure, we could still do more with regards to symmetry, because with regards to anatomical proportions, somehow some body parts are still kind of off, especially with the shoulder armor. Because take a look at this, when you take this off, you immediately take off bulk from the action figure. So somehow it's a little bit improved, but the neck is now more pronounced because it's the helmet. It kinds of really floats on top of the shoulders because of this clearance. Okay, and we have very skinny legs and the boots are tapering down. So when you have this on, it actually bulks up the upper frame and the rest becomes a little bit smaller, especially on these arms because of these pieces. But that is an integral part of steel core, so that's, well, we have to really use this. Plus we already have this on board, and I already solved the solution for a long firearm, so we're pairing this with this action figure. Okay, so these two accessories are already good, so time to move and shift parts on this action figure. Okay, so I think we're done with the upper part of the action figure. So we already bulked up the forearms by adding protectors, which we took from G.I. Joe Classified Series Shockwave. Anyway, the Shockwave figure does not need that. Okay, so forearm bulked up, and take a look at the neck. So the neck, it does not look like it's very thin, or the flight helmet is a floating piece on top of that shoulder line. Okay, so what is that? Just the seam of a shirt. So actually what I did was this, to so it looks like this, and just cut off a small piece. So let's demonstrate. And it's not going to fray, actually it's going to just stay in place. Anyway, it's just a covering or a balcony thing for the neck piece. So we're just going to invert the material, and that way we're hiding the sewn line. And you could already put that on top of or over the neck of the figure, and just cut the proper length. So as you could see, that looks nice and clean, instead of using something like this, which is plastic and it's going to impede articulation points. But with the soft goods material, the head is free to move, especially on a flight pose, this way. And just to cover up that piece, of course, you moved the soft goods material, just pull it down that way. Okay, so we're moving towards the legs. Okay, so final changes to this action figure. So different belt, different thigh mounted accessories. So from Shockwave boot set comes from Cobra Copperhead. Okay, So let's go to the review table and let's take this guy for a spin. But before that, since we took parts from G.I. Joe Classified Series Shockwave, so we have another custom Shockwave action figure. Okay, so this time sporting a different head sculpt. So instead of having a balaclava head, we have a character head. So just for my collection, I'm going to assign the Grant head for Shockwave. Okay, so different belt, different thigh mounted accessories, which comes from this guy. So with the boots, so that is how this action figure now looks. And we're going to take out the other Shockwave that I kitbashed. Okay, so changes on this. If you have a Shockwave action figure, because of the vest, you can't really put the arms down as low as you wish because of the thickness of the vest. So what I did was to use an X-Acto knife, this type of blade, to clear of material. So right now, this figure could put his arm as parallel to the body as he wishes. Okay, so let's go to the review table and let's marvel at these two new action figures. So we're back at the review table and let's enjoy this new G.I. Joe Classified Series 2.0 version of Steel Core. So a different belt, different thigh mounted accessories. Somehow we balance the blues, so it's not concentrated on the upper body. We bring some of the blue down instead of having a black belt and black thigh mounted accessories. So there's a proper contrast to the action figure, and the really big boots balances the helmet. And we found a way of balconing the forearm. So very simple modifications to make this action figure look better and more playable, of course, because you have additional weapons. You have a G.I. Joe laser blaster that is associated with this figure. Okay, so let's put in the other G.I. Joe Classified Series figure that we kitbashed. So this is Shockwave 2.0. Okay, so without any rifle, just the basic figure. So with a new head, gives character to the figure instead of a balaclava head unit, which somehow makes him very generic. But with a character head like Grant, it gives life to the action figure. Okay, so let's do a 360 view of my version of Shockwave. And let's give this guy some accessories to hold on to. Shield and baton. Okay, so this is the other shield from the other Shockwave that I kitbashed. So this is the shield which came with this action figure when I bought it. So this is primarily configured to go to the right arm, but I did some modifications, so I was able to configure this for left hand use, which is actually its intended use because of that window. Okay, so let's give this guy a rifle. So just a simple rifle shooting pose for this Shockwave 2.0 figure. And let's put in the steel core figure. Okay, there you go. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.